There's just a siren a minute ago, an ambulance, and my neighbors came in to their apartment right after that. And there was an engine sound when the ambulance started. And there's always a lot of stalkers when I'm recording that I can't capture. Like even if I'm recording them, unless it's like late at night or something, if it's like the middle of the day and I'm recording them, I can't capture all of them. Like every time I'm recording, there's things happening in the distance and behind me and all around me. And they'll just drive by really fast in the distance to where I can't zoom in on them fast enough. They'll do things in the distance, or they'll do things even close by that I can't capture because I'm recording another stalker. I got stalkers over in the other direction. So on my video this morning, there was a lot of that. There was things happening that I couldn't capture on the camera. Like I saw these two red cars ahead of me, like way far in the distance ahead of me, and like these people that were like walking across the alley, synced up. I didn't catch it, but they were though. I could have caught that if I had my camera zoomed in already, but I don't. I'm not a fortune teller, so I don't see it coming, you know. But if I did, I would have been able to zoom in on that one. But sometimes I do things too far away to even zoom in on. It's just things all around me and all distances around me. So I try to catch everything as much as I can when I'm recording, but it's literally impossible to catch everything. Which is just crazy. And there's just that many stalkers that it's literally impossible to catch everything. Like even if I record out of my window, like even if I recorded it out of my window right now, there's there's like places far away where they drive by that like my eyes will see it, but the camera won't see it. Or they'll make sounds that are like really quiet that only I can hear it. The microphone doesn't pick it up. Or it'll be like windy, be too windy for the microphone to pick it up. So there's always a lot of things happening. I'm recording that I don't catch. synced engine sounds outside right now. And like that a lot, you can't hear the synced engine sounds a lot when I'm recording. They'll make like they'll make like quieter synced engine sounds or like low grumbling synced engine sounds. Like constantly, usually. When I'm outside, I mean. They're usually making some type of sound effect constantly during the day when I'm outside. It'll either be the synced engine sounds or someone hammering or whatever, a dog barking or whatever sound, truck beeping. Or just the next car that's gonna come drive by me. I'll hear its engine sound synced up. I've been posting my Cash App. I'm seeing a bunch of black cars outside right now. No, I'm posting my Cash App because I'm running out of money, is what I'm saying. There's the whiteys. And the other stockheads. There's the red and blue stockheads. There's the stockheads. There's people on skateboards. Or scooters, I guess. I think they're stalkered up with these cars. There's someone walking across the intersection, stalkered up with the cars. My water heater turned on, stalkered up. There's a semi. Was he stalkered up? There's a guy walking out. Is he stalkered up? He's getting in a white SUV. He's backing it up as the blue car drives out. He's driving it forward as the other car drives behind his car, and all these red and blue cars sync up. He's not leaving the parking lot though. He just moved his whitey to another part of the parking lot. But yeah, there's just so many things that I can't catch, like job interview yet, no. There's so many things that I can't catch. Like bugs flying on my face. And just a whole bunch of different things. And I don't like to record the stalker children, so there would be children stalk me a lot that I don't record if I'm recording. Like there will be children across the street from me stalking me and I won't record it. But it's stalkered up though. But like there'll be things that I do record and like I'll see it when I record it. Like I'll see it on the screen when I record it, but then I'll look back at the video and you can barely see it unless you like slow the video down. Then you can see it again. Like there'll just be a white SUV driving by really fast in the distance and I'll zoom in on it. and you can't even see it unless you slow the video down, and it's like a white blur. but like from my perspective though, I can see it with my eyeballs. There's some black stalkers and a silver stalker. I heard a door close in the hallway or something. It sounded stalkered up with the stalkers. There's two white stalkers and there's a door slamming in the hallway, and there's black and silver stalkers. And then there's black and silver stalkers again. These two silver cars just drove through the parking lot and back out, I think. There's a red car coming into the parking lot, stalkered up, with the silver cars coming back around. And they're parking on the street. And then they're parking right as a whitey truck drives out with a motorcycle right behind him. And then a parade of stalkers. And then they're getting out of the red car when the last stalker parade car drives by. And then they're closing the red door when the whitey drives in front of the red car, a white SUV. And then the other people got out of the silver cars. And they did it all stalkered up, I'm sure. And then the whitey is driving out of the parking lot. And then there's a door closing in the hallway. And then the people from the red car are going in the door of the building. And the other people are walking around the corner at the same time. There's people making noises in the hallway at the same time. So that just happened, and now nothing's happening, but then there's a white car, and then, was he a stalker? And then there's always that, too. There's, like, cars that I don't know if it's a stalker. This engine sound is probably a stalker. But, like, when I'm recording, there would be people all around me that I'm like, is it a stalker? And then they'll do a stalkered up thing and I'll miss it, and I'll be like, damn, I missed it. There's just always people around me that I'm like, they're gonna stalk me, right? And then they do stalk me, but I'll miss it because I'm pointing my camera at other stalkers on the other side of me. I'm like, yup, I knew they were stalkered up. Well, guy just pulled up in a white car and he looked stalkered up when he did that. And then he's gonna walk into the building. And there's a car going through the intersection right when he walks up to the door. And then there's another car going through the intersection right when he opens the door. They were both silver cars, I think. And then the street looks stalkered up with stalker cars. And then nothing, and then there's a loud car driving by. And he's stalkered up with a motorcycle at the intersection. Stalkered up. So yeah, that video this morning though, there was a lot of that happening where there was things happening that I didn't record, that I couldn't record. And there's just always cars like way up the street from me. Like way at the end of the street, syncing up. Like every time I record. There was a bunch of that, and there was a car honking that I forgot to mention, and a bunch of things happening. And engine sounds and all types of stalker shit. People walking behind me synced up. I see red stalkers. I was expecting more stalkers to drive out, but then they don't, and then they do though again, 10 seconds after. Gang stalked, yep, gang stalked. I see a silver stalker syncing with another silver stalker, and I saw his light in the background. Was it a stalker? I think a stalker turned their headlights on and back off in the background. That's what it looked like. I think my refrigerator just turned off, synced, and then there's black and silver stalker. And then these people walked out, synced with the black and silver stalker, I think. They're walking up the sidewalk. And then the black truck came in the parking lot, and then he's backing up again. This other black car is coming out. Has a 29 on the license plate. And then just sitting in the parking lot, and then they just turned their car off and turned it back on again when the black truck backs up behind their car again. And then they're taking off synced up with the black truck. And it does have a 29 license plate on the black car. And then the black truck is getting out as a black car drives behind him on the street. And then he's walking with one hand in his pocket. He's smoking a cigarette with the other hand. But there's this engine sound when he walks up to the door of the building. And then when he goes in, there's a white truck driving out, and there's a bird, and there's a bunch of birds flying over my apartment window as this motorcycle drives by. And he's probably the engine sound that I heard. You sub, that's what's up. Go sub to my other channel, Cat the Glitch. I'm almost there. If I get 15 more subscribers, then I can go live. Or if I get 15 more subscribers, I can go live on there. And then there's always people walking back out again. The ones from the silver car, I think. And they synced up with the whitey. Like they just stopped on the sidewalk as the whitey drove out behind them. They're just standing on the sidewalk talking. And then this other car took off out of the parking lot. The black car. And it looks stalkered up. And then it's syncing with the silver car when he drives out of the parking lot. And these people are just standing here talking. And then they're gonna point synced or something. And they're gonna be like, ha, see you later. Right as another stalker drives by. There's an engine sound right as they walk away from each other. It's like right as they start to walk away, I just hear. And I think they were synced with the red car too. And then there's other stockheads. There's Whitey driving by me. And the people got in their silver stalker cars, and the one is taking off when the Whitey parks. And then the other one's gonna take off when Whitey and a black car just made each other synced. Okay, now the silver car is taking off. And he's taking off, synced with the engine sound and a Whitey. You hear that engine sound? And then a bug flew in my window, synced. And then there's a Whitey with one lower light syncing with a motorcycle. And the motorcycle is probably the one making the farting sounds. And then there's a Whitey, and he's synced with a motorcycle. And then he synced with another whitey, and then there's other whiteys. And then, yeah, stalkered up. Long story short, it's stalkered up. There's a whitey driving through the intersection right now. It just never ends, man. What's gonna happen next? What stalker movie is gonna play next? And last night, I would have recorded like before the video last night. I was wanting to record, but my phone battery was low, so I wasn't recording. But they were just doing crazy shit. Like I was walking up to this intersection, and there was all these engine sounds going off. Like I didn't see any stalkers, but I could just hear them all around me. And like as I'm walking up to this intersection, they're making all these engine sounds. It's like loud engine sounds, and it's like being creepy as fuck. And then these engine sounds, do you hear them? And then whiteys. You can probably hear that engine sound, but you can't hear how loud it actually is. Very loud. But yeah, they were being creeps last night with their engine sounds. Just doing weirder shit than usual. Just always out weird themselves. And it's just more stalkered up when I'm not recording. Especially lately, like the last few videos, they disappear when I turn the camera on. There's people walking in front of the intersection right as a whitey drives through it, and it's stalkered up with a red truck. And then they're walking across the sidewalk, and then there's other stalkers in the meantime, and then they're syncing up with another whitey when they get to the other corner. there's a cop. I hear an engine sound, and then he's sinking with a whitey truck. Cop. And the engine sound. Oh yeah, and then last night I saw an ambulance that right before it drove in front of me, there was some light in the sky in front of me. I don't know if it was a shooting star or a drone or a plane or what. I just saw this flash of light in the sky in front of me, like right before the ambulance drove in front of me with sirens on. It's probably a drone, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen drones in forever though. So I don't know what's up with that. I'll see him again someday. I see black stalker cars. I see a piglet synced with the black stalker car with a whitey right behind the piglet. And then other stalkers, black and silver stalkers, and a car hitting their lock button stalkered up. And black and silver stalkers, and then a white stalker. And then more stalkers, and then more stalkers, and then more stalkers, and then more stalkers. There's a car. I'm hearing an engine sound at the same time, and he's syncing with another red car. And then there's a white SUV that looks synced with the red cars. And then there's people walking out. And they're opening a car door right as a white truck drives through the intersection. And there's another white truck. And then they're closing the last car door when another car is pulling up and parking. And there's somebody walking with a red shirt. Is that a stalker? Yup, they synced with the whitey, the red shirt, and then the other car is taking off as the other one is getting out of their car. And then there's another whitey, and then the car is syncing with another whitey as it drives out of sight, and then the other one from the other car is walking out of sight, synced with the same whitey. And then it's syncing with a black truck with the whitey, and then there's other sync heads. Sync-tarded. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not sync-tarded. So I got that. Peace. Any day that I wake up and I'm still not sync-tarded is a good day. I see a red shirt. Is it a red shirt sync-tarder? You're not getting stalked. Ever think they're just normal people? No, I don't. Why? Is that what you think? That they're just normal people? So I think that sounds sync-tarded. We need to go back to Sinker Garden. If they're regular people, and explain why there's that video where there's a car turning around a parking lot next to me, and then there's another car turning around a parking lot next to me at the other end of the block, the same block. Just randomly turning around a parking lot next to me for no reason. Are they normal people or are they sync-tarded? Like, why would you pull up in a parking lot and turn around in a circle and then drive the same direction that you're going already? Can anyone explain that one? Nobody? My neighbor is coughing sink-tarded. So nobody can explain why a car would just come in a parking lot and turn around randomly next to me and then drive up the street the same direction they were already going twice on the same block at each end of the block. Nobody can explain that. Oh, I see whiteys. I see a whitey. Was he a synced whitey? I don't know. It was a white SUV. Oh, I see a whitey and a bunch of other cars and a motorcycle all at the same time, like stalkers. But yeah, why are people doing that in parking lots? Why is their cars like hitting their lock button 100 times in a row? Why are things happening repetitively stalkered up if they're not stalkered up? Nobody can ever answer these questions, but they're so certain that it's not stalkered up. Meanwhile, I can back up everything that I say. They can't back up anything that they say. So something's not adding up. Like they just go quiet. Like when I start explaining shit, they just go quiet. They're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna answer that question." But then they'll be back in my comments tomorrow again, and they'll be like, "It's not stalkered up." It's not stalkered up because I said it's not. Yes, it is stalkered up. Nuh-uh. Yes, huh? Nuh-uh. It's not stalkered up. You're a schizo. No, it is stalkered up. Look. It's stalkered up again. Nuh-uh. It's not stalkered up. Nuh-uh. Like, is this just all that you do all day? Like, you just go around people's comments and be like, it's not stalkered up. You just jump from my comments to someone else's comments. I'm seeing a bunch of black and silver cars and a whitey. And this silver car that's just sitting in the parking lot with a guy talking to him. That is probably stalkers, and they're gonna pull off stalkered up. They're pulling off, right? There's this engine sound, there's a white car driving through the intersection, and then the street lights are all turning on for the night. And it looks synced up with the stalker cars. And then there's an engine sound as this guy is walking around the corner. And then the one other silver car that pulled up and parked in the parking lot is sitting in the parking lot with his lights on. And then this tan stalker van, this other black stalker car stalkered up. And then my water heater turned on, stalkered up with them. And then there's this other black car that looks stalkered up. And then there's another black car. Was he stalkered up? There's another car. Right after it parked, the lights on the silver car turned off. Whatever, man. It's stalkered up out there. I'm not gonna sit here staring at the stalkers all night. Yeah, then also last night I was walking around late at night. And then I was just walking up this street, this dark street where there's houses, and there's all these engine sounds, just making spooky engine sounds in the distance. And then there was these bats that kept flying like over my head, like I think they were stalker bats. And then there's a bunch of stalker bugs buzzing in my ears, synced and stuff. And then there was a bunch of stalker birds out last night. There's someone walking by in the hallway right now. It's probably a stalker head. But I'm gonna eat. I'm out of here. Vote for Illcat 2024. Hit up the PayPal or Cash App. And they're making noises in the hall. And my neighbor's probably gonna cough synced again in a minute. And there's probably gonna be synced up sound effects outside in a minute. Alright, I'm out.